Hello students, welcome to my channel Essential English with Ridvan. I'm going to teach you negative form of a present simple tense in today's video. So keep watching. Before we start, subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed and get your free exercises, lessons and tests from the description underneath this video. So let's get started. Now let's look at negative sentence. I don't work, or I do not work. So what happened here? How did we make it negative? First, we have to add this verb do. And down here, verb does. Does we use when he, she, it. Do becomes does. Does plus not. Do, does, this is a helping verb. And we have to use in the negative sentences. Do plus not, don't. Does plus not, doesn't. We say, I don't work. It's also correct. We shorten it. And we can also say, I do not work. And the same thing, he doesn't work. He does not work. But in the spoken English, we always use contractions. We shorten it. So, I don't work, he doesn't work. Okay, that was the introduction. So let's move on to the next part, the part 1, and let's look at some more examples. For example, she doesn't drink coffee. She, with she we use does plus not. She doesn't drink coffee. You see here, he doesn't like his job. He, she, it, we always use does plus not. He doesn't like his job. We contract it. Or you can also say he does not. But we usually in spoken English use contractions. We shorten it. I drink coffee. With I we use drink. I drink without S. But I don't drink tea. With I, do plus not. Amber drinks tea, but she doesn't drink coffee. Because Amber is a girl name, she drinks tea, but she doesn't, does plus not, drink coffee. You don't work very hard. With you, we use do plus not, don't work. We don't watch TV very often. Do plus not and plus verb. Don't watch TV very often. The weather is usually nice. It doesn't rain very often. With he, she, it, we use does plus not. You see here, does plus not. This doesn't rain very often. Sam and Steve don't know many people. Why we have to use here don't. Steve is a man, Sam also is a man. But Sam and Steve, it's plural, so with plural we use don't, do plus not. Let's move on. The next part 2. Remember, with are, we, you, they, we always use don't. I don't like football. With he, she, it, we always use doesn't in negative sentences. He doesn't like football. Let's look at some examples. I don't like Fabian. And Fabian doesn't like me. Why? I used here doesn't. With I we use don't. See here, Fabian, and Fabian is a man, so he, she, it doesn't like me. My car doesn't use much petrol. My car don't use. We cannot say my car don't use, because my car is it. With he, she, it we use doesn't. My car doesn't use much petrol. Not my car don't, because it's not plural. My cars, okay, don't use. My car doesn't use. So let's move on to the next part. Part 3. Sometimes, and it's also part 2, sometimes he is late, but it doesn't happen very often. He is late, but it, with it we use does plus not. Is part 3. We use don't, doesn't plus infinitive. Don't like, doesn't speak, doesn't do, etc. So let's look at some more examples. I don't like washing the car. I don't do it very often. With I do plus not, verb like, and washing the car. I do plus not, don't do it very often. Rachel speaks Spanish, but she doesn't speak Italian. Rachel, with he, she, it, with she, speaks Spanish, but she doesn't speak, because she does plus not, and in the main verb without s, because does here. S here. So that's why we don't use like that. She doesn't speaks. It's not correct. Rachel speaks Spanish, but she doesn't. As here, doesn't speak Italian. Mick doesn't do his job very well. Not Mick, or maybe David. Mick doesn't his job, because doesn't, does not, and here we can't use does. Mick doesn't does his job. It's not correct. Mick doesn't, as here, do his job very well. Victor doesn't usually have breakfast. Victor, he, does plus not, doesn't usually have breakfast, because as here. In the positive question, in the positive sentence, we should say like that. Victor has breakfast, for example, very often. But in the negative, doesn't. Victor doesn't usually have main verb breakfast. Not doesn't, has. It's not correct. Alright, let's move on. Good job, guys. I know you're going to make good progress. I'm really happy to see how hard you guys worked on mastering it. Be sure to check out my other videos in order to repeat the other English rules or learn some new ones. Please do subscribe to my channel, hit the subscribe button if you didn't do that already, so you don't miss out on future content. Enjoy learning English. Don't forget to like the video. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.